We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. On the return, Rondale Moore will bring it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Shotgun now for Murray. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Murray. He finds his man, complete. It's Barrett. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. This will be fielded at the 17. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And this defense for the Cardinals, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Into the secondary, past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. And you know what else happened on that play? He just went past 45,000 career passing yards.
He's going to cherish that moment, but he's also going to celebrate it with so many different people. Guys he's playing with currently, guys he's played with in the past, especially offensive linemen who've kept him upright to throw the ball, receivers who've caught it. I mean, just so many people to embrace. And last but not least, a lot of coaches who called a lot of passing plays.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again, Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Dissly, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. Extra point safely through, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Murray off play action. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Barrett. Touchdown, Cardinals. I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. On first down, McKay, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 45-yard line. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
These two teams all tied after one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Wilson. He hits his target, Lockett. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Next to score Seahawks 14, Cardinals 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 for the 26. Hands it off out of the gun. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here's Murray. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sank for a loss of 4. Here's Matt Hawk now. as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now it's Lockett. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now a give, right side. McKay, and he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right.
And that's going to be caught. Dwayne Eskridge.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now Wilson on 1st down. Touchdown! It's complete. Russell Wilson with 2 first half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Point after here coming up. It's good, and it is now 21-7.
Makes the score Seahawks 21, Cardinals 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
Murray now on first down. He's going to look deep for more.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Trey Flowers picks it.
And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll try the left side. McKay, and he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. On 2nd down now, McKay, space to maneuver at the 40. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On 1st down, Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Now the ball comes loose, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race, and he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
Huge play for the defense. What a turn of events. They get the fumble return for a touchdown, the last play of the first half.
And how about the defense providing a score, amping up not just themselves, but the entire team as they head into the locker room.
And does that change the locker room speech at half?
There shouldn't be much of a speech necessary now. They've got things going their way.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football at State Farm Stadium. And for the call, let's head back out to Glendale and hand it over to Brandon God.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a one-score game.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Play action. Now Wilson. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. On 3rd down, Wilson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Murray. He finds Hopkins complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Push him back. Push him back. Change the mic. Change the mic.
Now Murray. Throw left side complete. That's Barrett. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Murray now. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. And he used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And he rifles one incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. To throw is Murray, rolling to his right, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Cardinals have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point right down the middle. And it will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They go play action now. Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 40. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play there on the catch and run.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. He'll try again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on second down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chandler Jones able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Murray now to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Barrett. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And the Seahawks are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Wilson. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. They'll keep it on the ground. McKay, and he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Throwing now is Wilson. Flush to his, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Zaven Collins able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Well, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Murray to throw. He's going to let it fly. It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Murray. Flushed out right. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. To throw is Murray. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
His kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Here's Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he will be out of bounds. So, partner, that means we got some free football. We're headed to overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to...
Oh, and it's intercepted! Buda Baker with a pick. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Cardinals, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.